Diggs, come on. Digby. Come on, let's go. Come on. So I'm currently in a nature reserve called the RSPB in Foulmere, which is just outside of Cambridge. I think RSPB stands for something to do with the protection of birds. So I think this is kind of the kind of place where you'd come to go bird watching or something. But I'm not supposed to be in here because I didn't know this until I literally just checked a minute ago. But a lot of the RSPB areas, reserves, or whatever they're called, you're not allowed to take dogs in because of the whole like bird thing. But I planned on coming here and taking Digby for a really nice walk around this nature reserve. So I've just kind of snuck in when no one was looking, and I'm hoping that I don't really come across anybody, or if I do, I'm hoping they won't really care that I'm in here. I think as long as I keep him on the lead, I think he'll be okay, and if anybody says anything, I'll just say I didn't realise. But welcome to Cambridgeshire, everybody. The show goes on. So in last week's video, we actually went home. We did go home, and it was kind of the end of our summer of travelling in the van. But we have come away for a very last minute trip to Cambridgeshire. This is only a really short trip. It's literally 2 days. We spent the night at a park up last night, and we're going to sleep at the park up again tonight. But we're just having the one day today, and then tomorrow morning I think we're going to try and head into Cambridge itself, have a little look around, and that will pretty much be it. The reason we've come up here though is because Becky was meeting up with a work colleague that lives here, and also it's the last weekend of the school summer holidays, and Joss is still with his mum, so this is the last weekend that we're going to have, the two of us, well the three of us including the dog, to do any kind of travelling. So we figured that we might as well make the most of this final weekend before it goes back to school, and then Joss is with us again for every weekend. So yeah, quick last minute decision to come for a short break to Cambridgeshire, but as always it's another county ticked off the list. I think I've done about 13 counties this year, or we've done about 13 counties this year, so there's been a lot of scratching off the map. We're just going to go for a quick sneaky walk anyway, let Digby have a little sniff around, go toilet, and then yeah. Oh, let's go. I'm not sure if this is just me or not, but I feel like this season, or this year, has been really good for blackberries. Becky and I have spent pretty much the whole of the last week going out on the lunchtime walk with the dog with a colander and just picking blackberries. We filled up an entire drawer in our freezer just completely full of blackberries, and the plan is to just make crumbles and blackberry pies and blackberry and apple pies and whatever. God, there's just so many of them. Look at them all. Absolutely crazy. I might actually try one. Should I try one? I don't want to get... There you go, that one's kind of squidgy. Oh, just give it a go. Hopefully it's not bitter. Oh, so good. I think the trick is with the blackberry is you want to find one that's shiny, quite plump, and pulls off the thing really easily. Oh, perfect. It really is like prime blackberry picking season at the moment, and I think they've been particularly good this year. I don't know whether it's the excessive heat we've had, I don't really know. Oh, that was so tasty. Get another one. Oh. They say you're supposed to wash these before you eat them, but I think unless you're next to a farm or they're quite low, I don't really think it's particularly necessary. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, I want to pick some more. Let's have one more big fat juicy one. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Ah, got a lead caught. There we go. Right. Oh, just look at it. It just looks tasty. Oh, delicious. Right, come on, Diggs. Let's keep going. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Put these back.
Oh, that's close. So this is the park up that we stayed at last night, and we're going to do another night here because it was so good. Look at the size of this car park. No height barriers, no parking meters. There's a reservoir over there which is quite nice to walk around. Got a little walk as well. There's not much water in it at the moment though because we've been having droughts across the country. Becky's making some dinner. We're having chickpea wraps, so essentially pan-fried chickpeas with a couple of spices and then kind of like a salad with it as well. Bit of guacamole and a couple of wraps. Oh, it's so good.
Come on, fill your boots.
Sit in the front. We forgot the mayo, so the only sauce we have in this is guacamole, which I'm hoping will suffice, but I guess we'll see. Of course, a bit spicy. Ooh. Definitely needs a bit of mayo. Never mind. So I've never been to Cambridge before, but this is kind of exactly what I had in mind before we came here, because obviously it's famous for its history and its university. So all of these buildings, very similar to Oxford and London, I suppose. This is kind of exactly what I thought it would be like.
I think it might be.
I also don't know too much about the history of Cambridge, but I know that the university, I know this because I looked it up, but I know that the university is over 800 years old, and I think it's one of the oldest ones in the world, I think. Yeah, steeped in history. So Cambridge isn't all about the historical buildings and the university. There's a river running through it, which is quite common in towns and cities, I suppose. I guess it kind of makes sense, doesn't it, because of travelling down the river and stuff from the good old days. But as you might expect, the river is called, well, I think it's called the River Cam, C-A-M, which would explain why this place is called Cambridge, because it's like Cambridge. So maybe the river's called Cam, maybe it's called Came, I'm not really sure. But C-A-M is the river that runs through Cambridge. They have a rowing club here as well, and I think that Cambridge and Oxford do this famous like rowing race thing. That's in Henley-on-Thames, isn't it, I think? The Oxford-Cambridge boat race thing. There's also lots of like canal boats and everything on the river, so I'm not sure what canal network it is that goes through here, but yeah, we're gonna have a little stroll along the river and basically head back towards the van because we parked about half a mile away from here. So nice little river walk to end the trip. I think that might be the boat club just over there, or a boat club. There might be multiple boat clubs, but they've got lots of boats. The boat club, but there's quite a lot of rowing boats over there. And I think that because there's no barriers over that side of the river, I guess you can kind of launch from there. That makes sense to me anyway. Look, there's another boat club over there. My point is proven. Well, not my point is proven. There's more than one boat club in Cambridge, is what I'm getting at.
Look, there's more boat club.
So as it happens, there's quite a few rowing clubs in Cambridge. I think there's about 6 along here. Loads of people going out rowing. Must be quite the thing to do. We wondered how expensive it would be to join a rowing club, thinking it would be really expensive. But as it happens, well, that particular one back there, it said it was 350 quid for a senior membership, which I assume is for the whole year, which isn't really too bad, I suppose. I thought it'd be more expensive than that, but yeah, loads of rowing clubs. But we're just walking back to the van now anyway. I think we're going to have some lunch and then pretty much head home. So we're going to wrap up our Cambridge trip, and I think starting next week it's going to be back to Joss coming at the weekends and everything, so might be going back to doing some hiking, some walking, staying away in the van. And yeah, not really too sure when the next trip's going to be. Hopefully we'll get a couple more in before the end of the year, but I guess we'll see. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.